Okay, I'm on a rant today, I guess. I was just watching CNN about a lobbyist for the oil industry fighting back, basically saying, oh, BP is the one that's wrong, and the whole oil industry really does care about the environment. That's full of bullshit. Okay, my ex-husband works in the oil field. I seen firsthand how much you guys really do care. While working out in the Middle East on an offshore rig, my ex-husband, who was in safety, the anybody that comes from India is working for nothing basically. These people work for sometimes 3-4 years before they can afford to go and spend some time with family. They get paid nothing. If they get injured, there is no medical care for people that come from India. Yet if you're from Canada, you get flown out. You get helicopter service, for your if you get injured. But anybody that's from India, the oil industry treats you like slaves, and they don't care if you're just garbage. You're just basically tossed overboard if you get injured. So the oil industry very much is not socially aware. My personal experience, although my husband worked in safety, it's still oil related, and they all have the same mentality. This oil field safety company, Global Training, out of Strathmore, Alberta, had my children over in their house many times. They told my children, don't listen to your mother. Your mother's crazy. They said a lot of things, a lot of negative things about me. They actually financed my ex-husband going to court so he didn't have to pay a dime in child support. They refused to report his true income. They gave him a house and didn't report that on their income. Like they do so much to avoid paying any income tax. The whole industry is designed so that these guys don't have to pay income tax on the income that they make, making huge bucks. So not these guys aren't socially aware at all. It's not BP. As a matter of fact, my husband has worked for BP, but he's worked for a lot of other oil companies, and he's worked for a lot of oil field related companies, and it's the same mentality. It's all greed, greed, greed. It's not socially aware, whether it's your environment or your families or the children that are involved. This safety company knew very well my children were not getting enough to eat. I'm working on minimum wage. They're paying their you know employee huge bucks, and they're doing everything they possibly can to make sure that my children not only are starving, but they are encouraging them to disrespect. So as I'm trying to teach my children right from wrong, there's an oil field company that says, don't listen to your mother. She doesn't know right from wrong. She's crazy. She's nuts. She's not worth listening to. And then we develop our children to believe the guys with the most money know what's best, because look at their $1 million homes. They only got $1 million homes because they ain't paying their income tax. They ain't making proper social decisions. And guess what? It ends up destroying the environment, and then you're going to point the finger, oh, it's just BP. It ain't BP. Halliburton is one of the biggest guilty ones. They just haven't got caught yet. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they were the ones that sabotaged that rig just so that we would have a catastrophe, so that they could earn a lot of money trying to clean it up. Like, let's look at the big game here. That oil company, and on top of it, if we're all going to be a little socially aware, we have this concept of blood diamonds. Well, when you drive your car, there's a lot of blood involved in that car you're driving. For you to be using oil, there's a lot of people dying just so you could get your oil. So anybody that's driving cars today, be a little socially aware. A lot of people died so you can have the privilege of driving your car. So, we can look and blame the big guys, but if we're the ones buying it, we are just as guilty as this oil company. We all need to be a little bit socially aware. We all need to know where the chain is and how many people are suffering so that the few can benefit. We don't need oil. We never did need oil. A lot of good technology has been suppressed, and now it's time to start using it. And let's start being socially aware and start demanding, I'm going to buy a car that doesn't operate on gas. If we all start just using all of the old cars that we have, there's more than enough old vehicles. Don't buy new. Buy old until they start manufacturing cars that are more compatible with our environment. I know of this one guy that I've seen on YouTube that's just developed solar paint. We can operate our vehicles just by the paint that is on the car, and it's cheap apparently. Watch that get suppressed. We have better ways of doing things, but until consumers start demanding these products, it won't unfold. And the best way to make it unfold is don't buy new cars, buy used. And then the industry, when they realize consumers aren't buying the products that we're trying to feed them, then they'll design what we want and what we demand. So it's time for us to be a lot more socially aware. We definitely have to be a lot more socially aware about the slavery that goes on in the world. While Canada and the US and a lot of our countries that are saying, oh, our systems are collapsing, well, go and look at India. Go and look at a lot of these other countries that are forced to work for slave labor. We don't give them medical care. We give them nothing. And then we think that we're socially responsible. And these lobbyists are on CNN saying, it ain't us, it's just BP. Bullshit. It's you, the lobbyist. It's profit, profit, profit in your pocket and nobody else's. I'm on a rant today. Peace out.